Hello guys, it's Pandaman Gamer here with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful automatic sorting system. So you'll see that if I take a piece of stone right here and I throw it into this input chest on top, you'll see that it cycles through the system, it goes through the tube, and then eventually ends up in the chest where it's meant to go. And the same works with stuff like, say, oak logs. And you can also put in multiple of the block you want to do at a time. Like, say for instance, you wanted to do two blocks. Say you want to do the log and the thing at the same time. You'll see they both float through into the system, and they both end up exactly where they're supposed to be. So, now it is time for me to begin by showing you how to build this beautiful machine. So, to begin, you will need to place blocks in a plus shape, just like this. And then you need to take a redstone torch, put it on the bottom, and a redstone repeater pointing right towards that torch. You then need to put a block behind it with a piece of redstone here, here, and here, and a comparator set where the input is facing that way. So right now, here is one module of the redstone. So you'll probably want to expand this as many times as you want. So for the point of this video, I'm just going to do 6 different slots. You can do more if you want to. So then you just repeat the exact same thing for all of the different ones. Just like this. And then same thing, add in the repeaters going across the middle, blocks on top, and then the redstone dust. So you'll notice that the redstone dust is all meeting in points like this. That is perfectly okay. It won't mess up the system at all, so you don't have to worry about it at all. So now that you have this part done, the next step is to put in a line of hoppers, all running towards these, all running towards these comparators, and then underneath it, you need to build out 2 blocks just like this, and then you need to place a line of double chests. You can do single chests if you want, but I would recommend doing double chests because they have a higher storage capacity. So you can fit more items without your storage system having to break by overflow. So the next step is you want to probably mine down 1 block so you can actually put these blocks in. You then want to put a line of hoppers running into these chests, just like this. So right now you have a system where the blocks go into the top. If the correct block is there, it'll go in, which we'll set up next. If it does go in, it will unpower this hopper and let it flow into the chest. So, for now, I'm just going to set a base little floor for this. Just like this for now. This will be our little storage section. So, the next step for this thing is you need to build outward from the starting hopper 1 block. And then you need to, it doesn't have to be glass, it can be any block you want. I'm simply using glass so you guys can see through. Just like this. And then you need to place glass all the way along this hopper line. Just like this. And you also need to get a sign. It can be any kind of sign, it doesn't matter which kind. And then you need to place a sign at the very end. And you have to put a stream of water flowing through. So right now, any item that gets thrown in here, it will flow all the way down until it reaches the hopper that's meant to be at. So, if you want to, you could add, instead of doing 6 hoppers, you could always add an extra hopper, and you can make it flow right to lava for any things that aren't in your storage system. That could be a nice little backup way of doing it. For now, I'm just going to keep it like this. So, the next step is right at this beginning section. You want to go into the inventory and get yourself a dropper. It's important that it's not a Spencer dropper, so it doesn't accidentally get shot out into the middle of nowhere. You then have to build right above this water source block right here. Build the dropper, and then surround the entire aerial dispense with glass, just like this. And then you also want to do is you want to put a hopper running into that dispenser with a chest right on top. So that is where the input's going to be for the entire system. The next step is to let go of the water so the entire thing can flow through. So now that we have this system up and running, we need to have a way to activate this dispenser. So what you want to do is you want to run redstone dust around just like this. You want to put a redstone torch down just like this. And then you want to build yourself a nice little redstone torch tower. So the entire thing should be looking just like this. The next step is you need to take 3 pieces of redstone dust, put it in a line just like that. You then need to take a piece of redstone dust, bring it up 1, and then you need to put a repeater here and put it to 1 tick. Sorry, you might actually need to be doing this with this block on the side, just like this. And then the next step is from this block right here, you need to run redstone dust just like this on top of a piece of terracotta and right into this block right here. So you'll see, just like from this one right over here, you can have yourself a nice little redstone clock running just like this. So you'll see this block is placed 1 block back from the entire platform, just like this thing. And then you also want to have this thing set to 3 ticks, and then 2 redstone in front of it and 1 going up just like that. Oh, so sorry, I actually made a mistake while doing this thing. Instead of doing that, you want to have it up like 2 blocks across from the torch, and you want to have it going up 1 block, and a repeater with 2 ticks running right into this torch. So you'll see that now this dispenser automatically gets powered every once in a while. So now, if you throw an item in there, it'll flow through and it'll flow into the nearest hopper, but it won't be sorting, which is what we need. So next step is you need to get yourself enough blocks. You can either use immovable objects, or you can just use stackable blocks that are named. So in my case, I'm using dead bushes named placeholder. You need to put 1 of them in each of the 4 last slots in each category, just like this. And you have to be careful that you don't put too many in, because otherwise you have to get it right back. Otherwise it could break the entire system. So if you do accidentally do that, you have to make sure you recover it. So the next step is you need to put in, after you finish putting in placeholders in all of your things and making sure that you don't have any excess, you then want to pick the blocks that you're sorting with. For me, I'm going to be using some pretty basic blocks. So starting with stone, you then want to take 41 stone, or whatever block you're going to use as your first one. You have to take 41 of it and then put it in. So right now, because it has 41 in the first slot, if it ever gets 1 more, this detector will actually reach this repeater, which will unpower this and let 1 of the block go into the chest. Pretty much as soon as 1 more is added, 1 of them gets taken out. And then you have to repeat the same process with all the other ones. Like for instance, I'm going to do one with planks. I'm going to do 1 with logs, just like this. You then want, I'm also going to do 1 with cobblestone. I'm going to do 1 with sand. And I'm also going to be doing 1 with gravel. You don't have to do the same blocks as me. You can use whatever blocks you want to put into your sorting system. I'm just doing these blocks because they're pretty common Minecraft blocks that are pretty easily accessible. And they're blocks I'll commonly have a lot of in my inventory. So right now we have this system set up. And last but not least, in order to get this thing started, you have to put, before you start, you have to take one of every block that you're using in the system, and you have to put it into the top. So before I do that, I'm going to take some stairs. I'm going to put it right above these chests, just like this. If you want, like I did for that one, you can take out this layer right here, make this into a little window so you can see if there's any problems with the storage system. You can see make sure that all the items are flowing through. And then you also want to just take some pretty basic item frames. You want to take some basic item frames just like this, and just throw them right on top of all these different ones, and label it with each of the different blocks you have. Like for instance, my first one, which you can tell from clicking on the hopper right here, I have stone. And the next one I have is wood. So I'll take one wood, just throw it right in there. The next one I have is logs. And then after logs, I will be having cobblestone, sand, and gravel. So you have to fill in every spot. You don't have to do this part. It's just recommended for the next part, so you can remember which block is where. If you have a really good memory, you don't have to do this part. But I would recommend it because some of the more longer storage systems, they can have up to hundreds of blocks. So you want to be careful with what you do. So then, the final step is, you're going to take, as I said before, you take one of every block, run it through, and make sure that the system works. Because worst thing that could happen is your thing ends up not working while you're in the middle of doing it, and then your entire thing breaks, and you have to start all over again. It's better to do all this part at this stage. So, the point of doing this one is so that way you have one of every block in the bottom hoppers. It's important that you have to pump it in from the top though, and you can't just drop it in. So right now I'm missing sand and gravel. So I have to run it into the system, one piece of each, just like this. So now the entire system should be all nice and set up. So you'll see that if I take some stone right now, I throw it into this chest, you'll see that this chest right here starts filling up. And let's say that instead of doing stone, I want to do wood. Then you'll see that all of this stuff starts flowing into this one. And after the wood is done, say it finishes, all the stone will start flowing back into this chest. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. In case you guys are wondering, this design is expandable. It doesn't have to be this long. If you ever want to expand it more, all you have to do is just continue adding in the hoppers along the bottom, continue adding the glass. The only difference is that you just put in a new water block after every sign you put in. So, this is Panaman Gamer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please add suggestions in for future videos in the comments and description. And tell me if you guys have any questions about this design. This is Panaman Gamer. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.